Okay, so we're going to have a look at another question from the 2022 HSC Advanced Maths paper. This is question 17. So we're told cards are stacked to build a house of cards. House of cards with 3 rows is shown. House of cards requires 3 cards in the top row, 6 in the next. Each successive row has 3 more cards than the previous row. Show that a house of cards with 12 rows has a total of 234 cards. Okay, so we have 3 in the top row, and then 6 in the next row, and then 9 in the next row, and so on. We can see immediately that this is forming an arithmetic sequence. So a house with 1 row has 3, with 2 rows has 3 plus 6, which is 9, with 3 rows has 3 plus 6 plus 9, which is 18. So we just need to construct a formula that lets us solve this. So the number of cards is going to be the sum of 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 12 plus ... up to and including the final row. So the first term here, A, is equal to 3. The number n that we want in this case is going to be 12. The difference is also 3. We have a sum formula, the sum of n terms in an arithmetic series, or the sum of an arithmetic series which consists of n many terms from the equivalent sequence, is Sn is n divided by 2 times A times n minus 1 times the difference. So we're just going to plug this all in. We get 12 divided by 2 times 2 times 3. There should be a plus in here. Plus the number minus 1, which is 11, times the difference, which is 3. This is 6 times 6 plus 33. This is 6 times 39. Well, 6 lots of 40 is 240. 240 minus 6 is 234. 234. And this is what we're after. So here we've shown that a house of cards with 12 rows has a total of 234 cards. So this is the answer to part A. For part B, we are told another house of cards has a total of 828 cards. How many rows are in this house? Okay. So we know that the sum of n rows, is the number of rows divided by 2 times 2 times A plus n minus 1 times the difference. We're assuming it has the same pattern. So this means, in this case, the sum of n cards is going to be 828. The first number of cards is still going to be 3, and the difference is still going to be 3. So we're going to plug everything in. We're going to get 828 is equal to n divided by 2 times 2 times A, which is 6, plus n minus 1 times D, which is 3. You'll notice this only has one unknown value, which is n. So we can solve this for n. So we get 828 is equal to, in the brackets, inside the brackets we have 6 plus n times 3, which is 3n, minus 1 times 3, which is minus 3, minus 3 plus 6 is plus 3. So we get is 3n times n, which is 3n squared on 2, plus 3n on 2. At this point, we could multiply both sides by 2. So we're going to multiply everything by 2. This will give us 828 doubled, which will be 1656. This is a 5. 56 is equal to 3n squared plus 3n. And now we could divide everything by 3. So divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. 1656 divided by 3 is going to be 552. So 552 is equal to n squared plus n. Go minus 552 from both sides. 552. This gives me n squared plus n minus 552 is equal to 0. So now we have to try and solve this. You could try and think of pairs of numbers which multiply to give 552 and that add to give +1. This is a slightly complicated process. You know the numbers have to be sort of in the 20s or 30s or something like that, because 20 times 20 is 400. So if you were trying this, you'd pick things like 25 and 24, 23 and 26. It wouldn't take too long to get it. But we could also use quadratic formula. A is 1, B is 1, C is minus 552. This implies that the roots 1 and 2 are minus 1 plus minus the square root of 1 squared minus 4 times A times C. Now 4 times 552 is 2,208. This becomes positive. This is divided by 2 times A, which is 2. So this is minus 1 plus minus the square root of 2209. So square root of 2209 is 47, plus minus 47 over 2. Well, this is either minus 48 on 2, which is minus 24, or it's plus 46 on 2, which is 23. So this is minus 24 and plus 23. The only number that's valid out of these two is the positive one. So therefore, the root, which we'll call root 1, is 23 that we're after. So how many rows are in the house of cards? There are 23 rows. And this is the answer. So now let's take a look at the marking. In the first part, in part A, you'll get 1 mark for identifying some of the variables in the progression. So if you can find A, D, N, various values that you're trying to work with, this will get you 1 mark. You'll get a second mark for using the sequence and series formulas to get the value 234. In part B is worth 3 marks. You'll get a mark for substituting 828, 3 and 3 into a sequence or series formula, relevant SN formula here. You'll get a mark for reducing this to a correct quadratic expression, and then you'll get the final mark for solving that and getting the answer, which is 23 rows.